G'day everybody. I'm very happy to be here today chatting with beautiful musician Parvyn, who's going to be joining us for the National Folk Festival this year. Just before we start, I wanted to acknowledge that I'm coming to you from Ngunnawal country, and I'd like to pay my respects to the Ngunnawal elders past, present and emerging. Where are you joining us from, Parvyn?
I'm coming from Ghana country.
Beautiful. I just had a chat with Robin Archer. She's on Ghana country as well. So I think I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure we met at Woodford Folk Festival. I don't know, sometime in the last decade. But what is your connection with the National Folk Festival?
I've been going to the National Folk Festival since I don't know, probably was about 7 or 8 or 9 or 10, something like that. So we probably first went probably around 90, I want to say 96 or 97, something like that. I'd have to check when it was, but it was fairly early on in my career in terms of performing with Dad with the Diasing World Music Group.
Yeah.
I remember we were staying somewhere a little bit random. It's like a lot of the festivals for me from early days do kind of blend into one, whether it's the Victor Harbour Folk Festival or the Woodford Folk Festival or the National, or Ferry as well. So I don't know exactly how many times my son Ravi is here.
Hi, Ravi. It's beautiful that you're talking
on. Katie.
Hi, Ravi. How are you?
All right.
Oh, I love your shirt. Is that is that your school shirt? Have you been at school?
No, it's a shirt that my sister got.
That's beautiful.
It was Harmony Day today, but Ravi's not been well, so he was meant to be dressed up in cultural clothes. So he did get ready for school, but then I decided not to take him. So,
at the moment, I think it's better to keep the little ones at home. Well, it's beautiful that you spoke of your son, Ravi, who's with you, and of course your dad, because the folk festival this year is all themed around family. Find your home, find your family, find your folk. And you'll be performing with your partner, with Ravi's dad, is that right?
Yeah, Josh Bennett. So we'll be doing an acoustic sort of duo lineup of the new album that I've made called Sa. So I spent lockdown producing that. And also Andrew Claremont, who's played with me and my dad forever. Since I was probably about 12, I think Andrew's been touring with us. So he's going to be there and he's going to jump up on stage as well. And whoever else I can find, like you were saying, find my folk, find my family, so much of my family is there. So I'll be getting as many of them up on stage as I can.
Yeah, awesome. And how would you describe your new record? I love your new record. I've been listening to it heaps, actually, and I love that cover image. You look like some sort of superhero, badass, just woman. It's a very powerful image. Right. I love it.
Yeah. I describe it kind of as Indian alternative pop, really, actually. But when you strip all the production side of things away, it's just singer-songwritery songs. I intended it to be a lot more live with a band, to have that sort of collaboration vibes, but then because of lockdown, I did most of it online with my producer, so it ended up being quite a lot more produced. It's funny trying to explain it. I know with for example, the Air Awards that are coming up, that there's no real category and genre that I feel like I fit in well.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So I just kind of applied. I just kind of nominated for all of them.
Why not?
But there's also no folk category. I found really strange.
Yeah.
I was talking to Keith Preston from Folk Alliance, and why is there no folk category in the Air Awards? And he said that's why they've made their own awards now. Folk Alliance has their own awards because of that. So yeah, it's hard to know where I fit in, and that's why I think folk's so good, because like that's where I've come from. I've come from folk music. I came from traditional Sikh music that was sung by everyone, and I've just kind of blossomed out for there. And I just don't feel like I fit in the pop or the jazz. Like, it's kind of a bit of everything.
But that's great. I mean, that's the thing. For me, folk's a very broad church and all are welcome. And someone like yourself is such a wonderful example of what I think Australian folk is today. It's a reflection of, the beautiful melting pot of colours and sounds that we have in this country. We are very much a multicultural experiment gone well, since the 60s. Well, I mean, post World War II, obviously we had a lot of refugees from the war, but then with the abolishment of the White Australia policy and all those things that were very much limiting our cultural identity to a largely Anglo-Celtic, history, which of course is an important part. I mean, I'm part Spanish-Irish, and a lot of us have got a bit of something Anglo-Celtic in there, but the fact is 35% of Australians today are not born here, and they're largely from our Australasian family around, being China and India and Kuala Lumpur and Taiwan, and then further down the list, sort of Greece, Italy, Canada, obviously New Zealand. So yeah, someone like yourself is, I think, such a beautiful reflection of what Australia is today and what Australia continues to evolve to be. And I think my main priority as well is to really celebrate the fact that we're on Ngunnawal country, that we've been here for 30 years. So we're very much honouring that privilege to be here on this country. And we've been working with Elders Advisory Committee to do stuff in language, and having basically First Nations royalty open and close the festival. And you're going to be in our opening concert, which is Let Love Rule, Uncle Archie's tune. Are you able to chat through the song that you're going to perform at the opening concert?
Yeah, I've got a couple of options that I still haven't quite decided, but I think I'm gearing more towards Sanu Ekapal, which is a song that originally done by Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, who is a Sufi Qawwali singer. And my dad used to cover this song as well. Yeah. And so it is about kind of the heart and yearning to be close to loved ones. Yeah. I thought that was kind of good. I was wondering whether, my son's playing the piano, whether it would suit you in the concert to have a kind of slower song or a more upbeat song, and if there was any direction that you had on that sort of stuff.
Not really. Look, I think you can, it's very much whatever feels right for the theme. I just want to set the tone of Let Love Rule, which is such a beautiful song, and it's just a beautiful sentiment to start our festival. It's our first concert on our brand new big stage, the Narragunnawali stage, which is a Ngunnawal word meaning coming together and good well-being and feeling peaceful, basically. So that felt like a beautiful word to name our stage. No, it's totally up to you. I'm very much in my sort of job as an AD, I feel like I love curating and putting artists together, but I never tell them what to do, because you're your own artist and you know what to do. And the reason that we wanted you there is because of your artistry. So it's however you want to reflect that theme. And then, of course, you're doing your own shows. And then you're also joining us for Songs of Joni on the Sunday.
Yeah.
Fun. Yeah. Yes. I can't remember, what Joni tune are you doing?
I'm doing Little Green.
Oh, I love that song. Oh my God.
It's Little Green
tune. Born with the moon.
I've got my guitar here. I'm practice. I don't get to play guitar very often, and this is a new one, so I'm looking forward to getting that out. So I'm going to be doing
Is that a Stratocaster?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'll be doing like an electric guitar kind of cover of Little Green, which would be nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, that'll be great. What an incredible song. I mean, luckily enough, because you and I live in you know, an Australia that does support working women, and we have obviously partners who support us, we are able to be mums and to be a musician. But sadly, in Joni's time, it was sort of an either or, you know, it seemed to be. And as you would know, that song's about, you know, giving up her daughter and focusing on, she felt she couldn't be an artist and be a mother, which is such a horribly sad decision to have to make, that obviously dads didn't have to make. And so many women from that era didn't have children because, you know, well, a lot of the artists anyway, because it was sort of, yeah, it seemed to be an either or situation. But luckily nowadays, since the abolishment of the Marriage Bar Act in Australia in 1968, which actually made it illegal to be married and have a job in the public service, which is like, my brain just goes, what? How could that still be a thing that's happening in modern Australia? You know, it's well, modern meaning the last 60 years. Yeah, so we're lucky we can be musicians and be mothers, which are for me, the two most important jobs in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. I've really been enjoying taking Ravi. Like, we went to WOMAD last weekend, and I think that it can fit into my life quite well, and he's only going to be a richer person with his experience for it. And I know with me growing up, the way that my parents kind of dealt with touring and perform and having us was that we just became part of the act quite quickly. So with Ravi, I managed to get him on stage for WOMAD, but I did a Taste the World session where I was cooking for the audience. And so I managed to get Ravi up on stage, and he had his own little apron, and he was cooking roti for the audience with him.
Wow.
And for me, I can only claim that I was on stage when I was 7 when at WOMAD, the very first WOMAD. Whereas Ravi's 5, so he trumps me by a couple of years.
I just did a tour with my son. We just did a regional New South
I know, I saw that. That's excellent.
6'1", almost 6'2", beautiful young man, and an amazing drummer. And that is such a beautiful and surreal experience, because I'm a harsh judge, so I wouldn't be playing with him unless he was extraordinary. And he really is. Like, I'm biased, of course, but
no, totally though. I get you. I'm sure he's a phenomenal. Is he going to be playing with you at the National?
Well, I'm not really playing. Like, I'm just doing little spots, like guest spots at Songs of Joni, etc. He is playing. He's playing with Andrea Kerwin and the Yamanui Social Club. So he is her drummer. She's from Gubbi Gubbi country, but actually started her career in Canberra. She was studying at ANU, and Canberra's a very special place for her because she went and saw Claire Bowditch, Divine Queen Claire, and said, I want to do that, and gave up her, I think she was doing like a law degree, something pretty proper, became a full-time musician, started a band in Canberra, had quite a big following here, and also found the fortitude to come out in Canberra because there's a really strong LGBTQI community here. And you know, that was wonderful. So it's an important part of her journey, but she's never played the National. So she's coming down with her full band, which features all sorts of things: cello, harp, saxophone. In fact, my husband's playing saxophone. So there you go. My family are playing. I'm just doing guest spots around the festival. So yeah, well, we can't wait to celebrate your new record, which I read just recently got an amazing review in the Australian, and to see you with your partner, and to see how Ravi's going to be part of the set somehow.
I don't know about that. He's still a bit young. But yeah, like going back to folk being family, like I grew up with Uncle Greg Sheehan and Uncle Lindsay Pollock. Like, it was all uncle and auntie, and that's something that I want Ravi. I hope you don't mind that I was just like straight away, this is Auntie Katie, because it's like, I want him to have that respect. And I think our community, like, it's always just auntie and uncle. That's what you straight up, when it's your elder, you call them auntie and uncle. And I think that's really important in the Aboriginal community as well. So so yes, if he's calling you uncle, like auntie and uncles and all that sort of stuff, I hope you don't mind.
Oh no, I love it. I'm generally Auntie Nunu. That's how I go. Auntie Nunu is how I'm usually called, but no, I'm the same. I mean, my boys, the music industry is actually, if you're your own boss, it's super child friendly. You can take them to gigs, they can be backstage, they can, you know, I've done plenty of gigs where I've done a set and then done a breastfeed and then ran back on, done the second set. And it is very family friendly if you can manage it. And certainly this year, with family being such a strong theme, we've made all tickets for kids under 12 free, which is really great. So hopefully it's more affordable. We've also providing carer tickets for people like for yourself and Josh, who may need a carer to look after Ravi while you're on stage. Same with like Ruth Hazelton and Bill Jackson and things like that. So we're really trying to make it, basically feel like a big old family gathering that we've been craving after, you know, the wilderness of the C word for the last couple of years. But yeah, well, we can't wait to celebrate your album and to see you here on Ngunnawal Country and to see you in the opening concert on the 15th of April. And yeah, thank you for your time and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Yay.
Thanks very much, Katie.
Thank you. See you, Ravi. See you at the festival.
Yeah. Bye.
See ya.